Imagine that you've told somebody something about your day, in the casual conversation of life. You mention, gee, I've got quite a few things to do today. And imagine that they respond, oh, so you're not coping, or oh, so you're stressed, or oh, wow, you must be really tired. These are all assumptions, and assumptions are dangerous. Assumptions break trust. They break communication down. Backtracking, which is different to backchatting, because that would be an entirely other skill that all teenagers learn. Backtracking is about honoring people by building bridges to them by using the words they use. It is simple. There are many reflective listening techniques. In fact, if you even gone to a most basic counseling course or managing course, usually they will teach you some kind of reflective listening method. Now, unfortunately, and excuse me, I'm going to be a bit critical here, but unfortunately, a lot of these reflective listening techniques are very old, they're outdated, they're also very mechanical, and they end up making you sound strange. They have sometimes even the opposite effect that they're trying to achieve. Reflective listening techniques are supposed to build rapport, build trust, make a bridge between you and another human being. Whereas, if you've heard, have you ever heard somebody do the following? And I hope that if you're doing this, this will feel uncomfortable enough to challenge and inspire you to stop. Have you heard people say, so if I understand you correctly, or so if I hear you, what you're saying is. Now, everyone's allowed to use that once, but only once in a conversation. In fact, the problem is that it's so overused and it's so typical that it does not do what it's meant to do. It is better not to do that. It is better if it sneaks in every now and then, that's fine. But please do not think that it is an effective thing to keep saying to another human being, so if I understand you correctly, so if I hear you correctly. Because what it's actually communicating to the other person is, you're not understanding me because you keep checking. You're not hearing me because you keep having to repeat my entire sentences back to me. So, because it's been overused, it's become a problem. Perhaps if it was just used occasionally by a few people, it wouldn't be. This is not what reflective listening can be. Reflective listening can be very simple. Another mistake that people make when they feel that they're doing or using reflective listening techniques is that they feel that they must summarize entire sentences, that you have to keep repeating entire chunks of what somebody is saying. That is not true as well. The next mistake people make is that they think that they must turn what they've heard into their own words. Don't do that. When somebody gives you the gift of speaking to you and they've told you a few things, if you're trying to put it back to them in your own words, more often than not, we're going to make an assumption. Now, I'm sorry, I know a lot of people do teach this method, but it actually, think about it, just checking yourself, does this really work? If you tell somebody, I'm running to a meeting, and they say, oh, are you stressed? Or are you see, they've put it in their own words now. They've made an assumption. That is not going to build rapport. This is why I believe that backtracking is such a simple, elegant, natural, reflective listening technique. It's going to make you a better listener. It's going to make you an attentive listener. It's also going to give you a way to build rapport, help somebody to feel like you're really listening without having to say that you're really listening, without having to check, am I hearing? It's also going to give the person that you're talking to, an opportunity to check their own words because they are reflected back to them. So reflective listening is great, but backtracking, I believe, is the most effective reflective listening technique. It is seamless. You cannot even notice it's happening. It's natural. It doesn't look strange. It doesn't look artificial or sound artificial or feel artificial. It's natural. Learn backtracking. You'll become a better listener. You'll be able to build trust easily with other people. You'll clarify. You will help somebody to feel like they're really, really heard. And this is all in a very natural, simple way.